Imagine a battlefield not fought with guns or bombs, but within the silent chambers of your own mind. Napoleon Hill once warned that the greatest war ever waged is the war between your clear purpose and your drifting mind. And today, that war is being fought inside you. Hill described the devil not as a horned creature in flames, but as the invisible force that rules human weakness, drift. Drift is the silent invader that convinces a man to delay his plans until tomorrow, to fear criticism, to look for an easier way, to waste hours scrolling instead of building, to surrender to moods, to forget purpose. Drift is mediocrity disguised as comfort. According to Hill, the devil wins control of nearly every person, 98 out of 100, he said, by teaching them to avoid thinking for themselves. The devil whispers in habits, procrastination, excuses, fear, anger, vanity, and hopelessness. Once the mind begins to drift, it belongs no longer to the person, but to that opposing force of failure. The first law of spiritual warfare is awareness. You cannot reclaim your power over an enemy you refuse to name. When Hill interviewed this devil, he exposed that the mind is either directed by one's definite purpose or by the influence of drift. There is no middle ground. Each day you either build your destiny or destroy it through indecision. Victory begins when you realize this. Your external failures are only shadows of your inner drift. You are not defeated by lack of opportunity, but by lack of focus. The devil's voice says, relax, it doesn't matter, but purpose answers, it matters now. Look at your life. Every doubt, every delay, every moment you knew what to do but chose not to do it, that was the devil at work. He thrives on mental fog. He loves when you say someday. He thrives on fear, fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of loss. These form the roots of psychological slavery. But inside every human lies another force, the mastermind, the divine spark of definiteness. Hill called this the spiritual weapon given to man to overcome drift. This power operates through discipline, intention, and faith. It demands that you think your own thoughts, act on your decisions, and make no compromise with mediocrity. The battlefield is mental, but the reward is real. Freedom from drift brings confidence, wealth, peace, and clarity. Enslavement to drift brings confusion, laziness, regret, and fear. The devil needs no chains. He rules through weakness. Ask yourself, who is steering your mind? You or the devil within? From this day forward, your weapon is self-direction. Your enemy is mental drift. You will become the commander of your thoughts, and no invisible oppressor will rule you again. The destroyer of dreams is not failure, it is indecision. Every drifter has ideas, but no direction. Every achiever has a direction so clear that failure becomes impossible. To destroy drift, Hill taught one supreme discipline, definiteness of purpose. It means knowing exactly what you want, why you want it, and what you'll give in return. A drifting mind asks, what should I do? A definite mind declares, this is what I will do now. Hill often contrasted the drifter and the non-drifter. The drifter waits for perfect conditions before acting. The non-drifter creates conditions through persistent action. The drifter complains of lack. The non-drifter sees lack as challenge. The drifter says, someday. The non-drifter says, now. The first practical weapon against drift is your morning purpose ritual. Each dawn, write or speak your chief aim aloud. Announce it to the universe and to the devil who listens. Promise that every act today serves that definite purpose. Let your first thought each morning be command, not confusion. The second weapon is time discipline. Hill admired men like Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford because they never drifted through a single hour. They ruled their minutes like emperors. Their schedules were not prisons, but proof of mastery. Every block of time had a direction toward purpose. The third weapon is progress tracking. You cannot conquer what you do not measure. Each evening, review your day. Did I dominate my hours, or did drift dominate me? Hill taught that self-analysis is how purpose strengthens its armor. The devil cannot survive in the light of self-awareness. Drift withers when confronted by action. Every time you make a decision and follow through, you crush another foothold of mental slavery. Remember this formula. Purpose defines direction. Discipline defines speed. Continuous learning defines endurance. Drift dies only when purpose lives loudly. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to stay definite. Drift is a virus that waits for your doubt. The cure is motion. Build momentum. Stay faithful to your aim, and soon the devil cannot find you in the fog. You've burned the bridges behind you and set your sails toward destiny. Every soldier must know his enemy. Napoleon Hill uncovered 7 generals that serve the devil in this mental war. They disguise themselves as feelings and habits, but they are the engines of defeat. 1. Fear. Fear is the devil's first weapon. It disguises itself as caution, humility, or being realistic. The antidote is faith, not blind faith, but intelligent belief backed by action. When faith walks in, fear runs for cover. 2. Procrastination. This is the favorite food of drift. The cure is immediate action. Decide fast, correct later. The body in motion builds certainty. The body at rest invites doubt. 3. Anger. Anger burns self-control, one of your greatest defenses. Replace it with calm purpose. The calm thinker always wins battles that rage cannot. 4. Greed. Greed enslaves the heart to possessions. Hill warned that money should serve purpose, not replace it. The antidote is service, connecting wealth to contribution. 5. False security. This enemy lives in comfort zones and steady paychecks. It whispers, don't risk, you might lose. The weapon here is growth, making discomfort your territory and risk your teacher. 6. Intolerance. The devil uses intolerance to isolate thinkers. True independence grows when you welcome new ideas. The cure is open-minded learning. Every mind you listen to broadens your command of life. 7. Superstition. This final enemy enslaves logic to fear and external powers. The counterforce is reason. You create your fate not through luck or fate, but through definite purpose and action. These 7 enemies work together. Fear leads to procrastination. Procrastination leads to false security. False security breeds stagnation. And the devil wins again. Break one, and you weaken the rest. Create your personal war map. Identify which enemy attacks you daily. Write the positive opposite: faith, action, purpose, growth. Replace reaction with conscious command every time it appears. This is not motivational talk, it's mental combat. Every thought must be trained like a soldier. Each decision becomes a victory flag. The mind that conquers these 7 devils cannot be controlled. It becomes a fortress of clarity. The devil's empire collapses when a human thinks and acts by principle. Every day you repel fear with faith, indecision with action, greed with gratitude, hatred with understanding. You reclaim 1 more inch of your mental territory. That is how empires of destiny are built, not by chance, but by the mastery of inner warfare. The war isn't won in a single battle. The devil regroups daily. To maintain victory, you must build a life system that makes drift impossible. Purpose must not be an event. It must become your operating code. Hill compared the disciplined mind to a well-organized company. Every department must serve one chief goal. The same is true for your life. Your thoughts, emotions, habits, work, and relationships must all serve your definite purpose. Here is your anti-devil operating system. Morning, the battle begin. Before sunrise, declare your purpose aloud. Review your goals. Breathe deeply and visualize your victory. This is your shield. Distraction cannot attach to a mind that already knows where it's going. Decide your 3 critical missions for the day. No more, no less. Refuse to drift into busyness. Day, maintain calm man. Guard your attention like sacred gold. Turn off unnecessary noise. Replace complaint with gratitude, reaction with creation. When you feel drift returning, stop, breathe, restate your purpose, and act on it immediately. Each recalibration is a strike against the devil. Evening, strategic revie. Just before sleep, review your actions. What did I do that served my purpose? Where did drift sneak in? What will I command tomorrow? Hill taught that each night's accountability cleans the spirit and sharpens leadership. To secure lasting freedom, add these reinforcements: definiteness of purpose, your compass. Mastermind alliance. Surround yourself with other non-drifters who hold you to your higher standard. Learning from adversity. Every defeat hides a clue. The devil uses pain to make you quit. The wise use pain to become bulletproof. Faith and habit, the twin engines of permanence. Hill said that definiteness of purpose is more than a goal. It is spiritual armor. It transforms every setback into strategy. It gives a person the courage to say, I will not drift no matter the storm. So here is your 60-day challenge. For the next 2 months, live by these laws with militant consistency. Begin each day with purpose affirmations. Guard your hours as sacred territory. End each night in self-review. Record victories no matter how small. At first, the devil will fight back. He will tempt you with old patterns, wasted time, excuses, fatigue. Expect that battle. Smile, because that resistance means he's losing ground. Day by day, decision by decision, the fog clears. You awaken into clarity, courage, and command. Then one morning, it happens, you feel it. The voice of drift has gone silent. You no longer wait, you move. You no longer fear, you believe. You no longer sleepwalk through life, you lead it. That is the moment the devil is outwitted, not through luck, but through purpose. Your mind has become your kingdom. Your spirit your sword. Your disciplined thought your shield. You are no longer one of the 98. You are among the 2% who think, decide, and act deliberately. The devil cannot rule a mind that rules itself. So rise, warrior. The world awaits your purpose. Outwit the devil and claim your victory. Would you like me to format this next as a spoken video script with narrator stage directions, pacing breaks, and emphasis cues, so it's ready for voiceover and editing?